Ansari, and I'm so proud to be standing here officially as your Democratic nominee for Congress to represent Arizona's 3rd District. Thank you so much to our union brothers and sisters at SMART Local 359 for hosting us today, but also to all of the other labor unions, community leaders and activists, all of you who have dedicated so much time and energy to this campaign. From the very first days in April of 2023, it means the world to have you here today to celebrate with us. When we decided to get into this race a year and a half ago, many told me it was impossible, that it wasn't my time. I was told I should ask for permission and that it just simply was not possible. And this victory, this 39-vote landslide victory, is it's the product of a lot of work. It's the product of more than 165,000 doors that were knocked across this district in the extreme Arizona summer heat, in the pouring rain of monsoon season. We made thousands of phone calls, wrote thousands of postcards, personal letters. Everything, every little bit of it matters. And this victory, it belongs to all of us. And I really want to just thank you from the bottom of my heart for your tireless work. Truly, everyone who is here today and so many who could not be here today have poured their heart and soul into this campaign. And I am incredibly grateful for that. I also want to thank Raquel Teran and Dwayne Wooten for running. Believe me, running for public office, especially now, is not an easy thing to do. So we should all be thankful that there are Democratic leaders with principle who are willing to step up, willing to put themselves out there during this defining moment in our nation's history. And each of them is inspired by service and ran to make Arizona a better place. And after, again, a long campaign and a contentious race, I really, really hope to come together to work with my former opponents and with the entire community to unite our party towards November. Finally, I want to thank my parents and my family who have supported and encouraged me every step of the way. My family's story, like the story of so many immigrants and refugees in this district, is a story of hope. Hope in the promise of America as a land of freedom, opportunity, security, and democracy. Hope that you can build a better future for the next generation. I was raised by that hope and our power to make change, and I've taken it with me throughout my entire career. To the United Nations, where in the face of climate change denialism on one side and fatalism on the other, we passed the historic Paris Climate Agreement. Then I brought that hope to the Phoenix City Council, where we took bold and ambitious action to protect women and abortion providers from arrest. We've raised wages for thousands of workers across our city, expanded housing options and addressed homelessness, and passed Phoenix's landmark climate action plan. Even this last March, on my last day as a Phoenix City Councilwoman, I was really proud to pass a historic worker heat safety ordinance with many of the labor unions in this room that will protect more than 10,000 outdoor workers from extreme heat. This campaign was born out of that hope, because in Arizona and in the United States today, it is bold to hope. We're surrounded by the politics of fear, and Republicans are constantly preaching a warped, dangerous, authoritarian vision for our future, and we must stand strong against it to protect abortion rights, defend our democracy, and save our climate. And we've said loud and clear throughout this entire campaign, it's not just about taking on Republican extremists, and it's not just about standing against something, but we want to change the status quo. We want to fight for more, and we boldly have chosen to hope for more. To hope that great progress is still possible in today's politics, that we deserve leaders who don't just talk, but who deliver real results for our community and for the entirety of our state. That we can make history, and we have, and again, I am so proud to be your Democratic nominee for the 3rd Congressional District, but our fight today is not over. In less than 80 days, we're not only going to win this seat, but we're going to elect Ruben Gallego to the Senate. We're going to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz as our next president and vice president of the United States. And we're going to make access to an abortion a constitutional right here in the state of Arizona. So I know my team is excited. After all of those 165,000 doors that we knocked, today I want to pledge that we will be putting our entire campaign apparatus behind ensuring that we are successful in those critical Democratic races for Senate, for the presidency, for abortion, and so much more. And we will restore hope that our democracy is capable of tackling the greatest challenges that we face and advancing bold transformational change. Again, I'm honored to be in this fight with you. Thank you so much for being here. Onward to November. Thank you so much.
We'll now open the floor briefly if folks have any questions they would like to ask Yasmin as well.
Hi, hopefully you can hear me. I'll use my news anchor voice. Thank you so much for having us here. Lauren Clark of Channel 10. What is your message? You are in a pretty Democrat-heavy district running this race. What is your message for independents who are looking to make a choice come November? What is your message for them?
My message is that this, I think the campaign that we've been running on and the focus of messaging our record, right? When I served on the Phoenix City Council, it was nonpartisan. I am proudly a Democrat, have always been, but have a record on issues that affect all of us. I have a strong record, again, on raising wages for working people. Many of our labor unions have very split memberships, Democrats and Republicans. But I know that at the end of the day, I'm going to be fighting to improve jobs, improve wages, and improve benefits. I have experience working on issues like public safety and making sure we're prioritizing reform, but also making sure we can keep response times low when people call 911. So I think that the combination of experiences that I have, not only at the global level tackling climate change, but the local level dealing with your bread and butter issues of public safety, of addressing homelessness, of increasing and improving housing affordability. That's the type of work that I want to take to Congress, and I want to bring people together. I'm always going to be focused on, again, hope and optimism and getting real things done for our community. So we'll definitely be making sure to talk to independents, communicate with independents, to make sure that they know that this is a campaign that's focused on real results.
Hi, Cameron with KJCC. Can you address people's concerns about your accepting money from the pro-cryptocurrency PAC and the allegations of them supporting you because you're going to support them in Congress?
Sure, I would love to address the real facts about this issue. So first and foremost, I believe in ending Citizens United. I think that the role of dark money in politics is outrageous, and I would love to see a world in which we can overturn that and we don't see dark money in politics anymore. This race saw millions of dollars in outside spending outside of the control of many candidates. A lot of money in support and against me, misleading attacks against me, and vice versa. There were PACs that were supporting our campaign as well. I think when it comes to the crypto PAC in particular, we just saw $3 million announced in support of Congressman Gallego's bid for the U.S. Senate. This is a Democratic PAC supporting Democrats all across the country. I think in the long term, again, we really need to work towards reducing the role of dark money in politics. I would have much preferred this race with no outside money and campaigns raising funds on their own. So we'll continue to be transparent and accountable and focusing on the issues that matter to this district, from improving our housing affordability to tackling extreme heat and making sure we're representing everybody.
With the Washington Post. The recount did little to change the ultimate results of the race and the initial work done by those who run the democratic process in this county. What did the results that were read today in court and the initial work, what do those two things combined say about the legitimacy or the validity of the system that delivered you your win? Yeah,
well, I think, I've always been a believer in our free and fair elections here in Arizona. I think we run some of the best elections in the country, especially Maricopa County is so diligent. I was, obviously on the side that wanted to see the results stay the same, but going through this process, I didn't know what a recount looked like prior to this. We had to hire a legal team. We were very involved. Each campaign had observers. And we truly got to witness the meticulousness by which the county undergoes these processes. I mean, I cannot imagine the pressure they are under, but they have very, very clear sets of procedures and tons of different mechanisms to make sure that everything is done right. And I think just seeing the fact that the results out of tens of thousands of votes that were cast changed just with 3, and those 3 were not the ones that are, that people filled everything out perfectly. Those are 3, it's very nuanced, but those are 3 that, someone may have crossed someone out and then put another bubble in, so it requires people getting involved and taking a look. I was very impressed, and I think I am, 200% confident going into the November election that everything will be smooth, and really have a lot of respect for our elections workers because they, are putting themselves on the line.
And follow up to that, what sort of message broadly should this send the rest of the country ahead of the November election about the work that is conducted on elections in this county and state?
I think the rest of the country should feel assured that Maricopa County in Arizona runs a phenomenal, election, and they are diligent, they are tireless, they are meticulous, and I am, profoundly confident in their ability to make sure that our November 2024 election goes smoothly and that it's secure and fair, and whoever wins in November, I trust that the elections were run perfectly.
We have time for one more question.
So thematically, the DNC is talking about freedom. Your family left the country for freedom. Here, reproductive rights, you talk about freedom of reproductive rights. Freedom from guns and gun violence. Talk about thematically how you're going to incorporate that in your as a congresswoman.
It's been a cornerstone of our platform from the beginning. I think we are seeing serious assaults on all of our freedoms from right-wing MAGA extremism, whether it's our freedom to make decisions about our own body, our freedom to decide who we love or who we want to marry, our freedom to be protected from, gun violence. That is all under attack, and I really have been inspired to see the narrative, shift at the national level, to see our new presidential candidate, Kamala Harris, and Tim Walz as well, Governor Walz, speak so eloquently about the importance of protecting these freedoms and the fact that truly the vast majority of Americans are aligned on this. They want these freedoms, and so I will be working, I am so excited. The tough part for us is over. I'm really excited to work with the coordinated campaign and to make sure we elect, the first woman president of the United States. And again, Ruben Gallego to the U.S. Senate. There's a lot of work to do. This is one of the lowest performing districts in the country when it comes to turnout. And so that door-to-door work that our campaign has done, and I truly believe is one of the main reasons we've been successful today, is what we will continue to do, because we're going to go directly door to door and talk to individuals who might feel disenfranchised, who might feel like they have been forgotten, who might feel like their candidates are not making an effort to talk to them or the issues they care about, and we're going to go talk to them and make sure to earn their votes this November.
The organization Lucha put out a really strong coordinated statement after your victory today. Respond to the allegations about the dark money that's supporting you. How are you going to scale a Latino vote behind you?
We earned significant support from the Latino community in this election. I think you can see it from the endorsers that we have, and I think when we've done even the early analysis of the precinct data, we've done very well with the Latino community. We did very well in Maryville. We did very well in Tolleson. I have represented this district before. I have represented this district on the Phoenix City Council. It's this exact district. A quarter of this congressional was made up of my council district. And we will do exactly what we always did. My office was one of the most accessible in City Hall, from hosting resource fairs. I mean, we've worked with Lucha before. I understand this was a tough race, but I want to bring people together now. It's time to put behind us the ugliness of this race. I don't think Democratic primaries should ever get this ugly anywhere in the country. And right now our focus is on November. So whether that means knocking on doors in Latino majority neighborhoods, just like we've done for the last 4 years, whether it means in my congressional office hosting events like Maryville Unidos, where we have 5,000 community members show up and get resources and provide job opportunities, etc. I look forward to working with these community organizations just like we did before this campaign started and into the future. I'm ready to put the, the disagreements of the past behind us.
That'll be all for questions. We do ask that our union supporters please join us up here for a few photos as well too, please.
Thank you, everyone.